Hello. Question. What is impossible? Nothing, you dill. Haven't you seen a children's movie before? It's kind of a true thing. Personally, honestly, let's get serious now for a minute. One thing that I like about being alive is basically anything can happen. Any day you leave the house could be a life-changing day. That's pretty amazing. You could be living in Seattle, having a good old time, and think, yeah, I'll probably live here forever. This is great. But then, 10 years from living in Seattle, you could find yourself living in a hut in Antarctica. It could happen. Anything could happen. Life. It's amazing. It is a really good thing. I'm personally a big fan. This story is about the possibility of things happening. It's dedicated to my friend Steven. He's moving to London very soon to embrace these endless possibilities of being alive, living, because, you know, who knows what can happen in London? Probably more than can even happen in Toronto. Don't tell anyone I said that. It's called Letters to the Queen, and it goes like this. And in the morning, Cora dropped her body onto the pull-out couch beside her friend Steven, who had stayed the night. Ice storm, polar vortex, frost quake. It had been a long winter. It was still winter and it was cold in the living room, but Cora was wearing a thick red sweater with a picture of the Great Wall of China on it. Cora liked this sweater a lot. "Do you have anything to lend me?" Steven asked. "Like a thing or a piece of advice?" It was Saturday morning all around them. In the apartment below, Cora could hear her landlord getting ready for a party that would happen that afternoon. The party was for the landlord's father, who had turned 100 years old 3 days before. "Keep your pajamas in your closet," Cora said. "You'll be way more likely to put your clothes away at night." "I'll keep that in mind." 100 years old, Cora said to herself. She felt each word like it was an almond in her mouth. She couldn't imagine being 100, but she was 25 now, and when she was 10, she couldn't imagine being 25. "Now you go," said Cora. She leaned into the pillows and the sunlight and the faint whisper of the 100-year-old man downstairs singing in Ukrainian. She waited while Steven flipped through his phone to find a picture he'd taken of a page of a book. The book was about John Cage, and it told Cora and Steven to accept that nothing in life is certain, to accept change and a new way of improvised living. Cora made Steven pierogies for breakfast. While they waited for the streetcar in the sun, Steven stuck one of his band stickers to the streetcar shelter and then took a picture of it. "Art," said Steven. "Tweet that," said Cora. "On MySpace it," said Steven. "Friendster," said Cora. When she got back to her building, the people were already arriving for the 100th birthday party, and there were 2 framed letters in the hallway. One was from the Pope and one was from the Queen, and they were both wishing the Ukrainian man a happy 100th birthday. 100 years old, Cora said to herself. She couldn't imagine where she'd be in 75 years. She remembered being 17 and coming to Toronto for the first time on her own. She remembered how she couldn't imagine living in such a big and dirty city, but here she was. In her imagined future, Cora always lived in Toronto. The people she knew were still her friends, and she still spent too much time thinking about her hair. But the 100-year-old man was born in the Ukraine, and 100 years of things had happened to him. Not only Facebook and Twitter, but 2 world wars and television. And now he lived in Toronto, and he lived below Cora, and he was getting letters from the Pope and letters from the Queen. So that was a story called Letters from the Queen. Get out there, experience all the things there are to experience. See you next week. Thanks for watching.